YouTube, this is Bryan Clark with Alton Clark Realty, and I got here with me Tim the Inspector with H&H Inspections. Now, we got a real treat today. Tim's going to be covering some great things to be on the lookout for when you're getting ready to prepare your home to sell. So I want you to stay tuned, and keep in mind, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment box down below, and we'll get him to answer them. So Tim, take it away.
Hi guys, this is Tim Christena from H&H Home Inspection. I work very closely with Alton Clark Realty to help them with all their inspection needs, whether it be WDOs, 4 points, wind mits, or full home inspections. Today we're sitting with some of the realtors at Alton Clark to answer any of your questions of issues you may have prior to putting your home up to selling, or while selling your home, things you can look for to help yourself along in the process to keep it more easy on yourself and the realtors. So these are some things that you might want to look for in your home prior to putting it up to selling or right after starting your selling process. There are 4 major issues that you're going to want to look for, and these are on a 4-point inspection that sometimes you may need or your buyer may need in order to get your home. These are your structure and roof, your HVAC system, which is your heating and your cooling. You're also going to be wanting to look at your plumbing, which includes your water heater as well as your electrical system to make sure that it's up to date. With the electrical system, you can run into a handful of different issues. You can have Sylvania boxes, Zinsco boxes, or FP&E boxes are great examples of all of these. These are outdated systems that when you have too much power with them, they won't actually trip the breakers, so they can cause fires and such in your home. These are going to be big issues for your insurance companies and mortgage companies for the buyers on their end. So if you know that you have an outdated system, which it should say directly on the panel, you know that more than likely you're going to need to either replace it or take the money off the top so that the buyer can replace it once they get in your home. Another one is the plumbing. The plumbing usually is not a big deal. The biggest deal with it is going to be the polybutylene, and this came into homes that were built in the 70s to the mid-90s. Now, a lot of these homes have been retrofitted past then, so more than likely you won't have an issue with it, but it may come up. Now, if it does come up, that's not a huge deal, and it's not going to stop your sale. Your buyers can still get insured, only it's just going to be a little trickier, and that's going to be on the buyer's end. But if you have it, it may be good to let the buyer know prior that it's an issue that is already there, even though the system may be working perfectly. HVAC is another one. You want to make sure that it's in its lifetime range. You're looking at about 15 to 20 years here in Florida, depending on how much you've maintained it throughout the years. Now, if your system is towards the end, you may have to replace that system. It all depends, like I said before, that may fall on the buyer or it may fall on you. But to be know of it prior to it is always a good thing so that you're not caught off guard. As your HVAC, sometimes it is one of the greatest things you can do prior is to have your annual service at the beginning of your selling time. That way, once an inspector like myself comes in to check the system, when they look at all your coils and your system within your air handler, it'll already be clean and beautiful looking, and there won't be any issue for the inspector to see. Roof and structure is the last one. You want to make sure that your roof life has at least 3 to 5 years left on it for most of the FHA and VA loans. This is an easy way to tell. You can see whether or not your roof is curling. You can look at the roof and see if it looks like it needs to be done. If you have any leaks or anything like that, those will definitely have to be fixed prior to it. Now, there's a few other things with the roof, but that's getting a little in-depth, and we'll get to that on another inspection. The last part of the structure is your grading of your house. They just want to see that the water flows away from it once it rains, and it's not puddling up towards the foundation, which will cause issues later on in life of the house. So as long as you have positive grading and a good roof, you should be good.